Mary Catherine Ham, Brian Wilson, Brian Neiman, today's newsmakers, and you, the Morning Majority. 105.9 and AM 630. WMAL.
8:37 on the Morning Majority. Brian Wilson, Mary Catherine Ham. Getting down over there.
Yeah,
like that
song.
beat. Yeah. Bret Baier is on the line right now, and he's, of course, the host of Special Report with Bret Baier on your Fox News channel. Bret, how are you?
Good morning.
I want to start by talking about gas prices. Big issue right now with most Americans as they are paying $4, prices approaching $4 a gallon of gas. In some places it is over $4, and it's headed toward $5 in some places. And at that time, you have the president out speaking about energy prices. He thinks that the politically smart thing to do is to attack the oil companies and say that we need to take away the subsidies that Congress has given them over the years. But then you have this sort of countervailing message from the Secretary of Energy who's testifying on Capitol Hill, and he's asked the question about whether or not it's the stated policy of the Obama administration to try to work to lower gas prices, and he says no. So what's going on here, and how big a deal is it?
Well, I think it's a big deal, actually, for the political situation, and really the candidate who has jumped on this issue the most has been Newt Gingrich,
right.
Who just, I think, changed his bus to $2.50 a gallon on the side of it. But I do think that it plays because gas prices affect people's psyche about the economy. And whether you believe that it's cyclical, and this is kind of always what happens, gas prices go up and then they come down, there is a sense up on Capitol Hill from Republicans that they have an issue here, and that Secretary Chu, because he said before that the U.S. has to get to a point where gas prices get up to the prices of Europe, he has said that on the record before, and they tried to press him on it numerous times, numerous ways up on Capitol Hill, and that's where you had Secretary Chu saying, no, it's not the express policy of this administration to bring gas prices down. So the president, while he's playing for the politically smart card, which is going after oil companies, and taking away subsidies, which, by the way, also there's another side to that, and that's the independent operators, the drillers that a lot of these wells start out with, an independent operator. They take it on the chin on their margins, but that's neither here nor there. He's playing the political card, and it's one that works usually, going up against the big guys.
Well, and I noted earlier in the show, there is actually a bill in Congress put forth by Representative Mike Pompeo of Kansas that would allow for the cutting of some of these tax credits or subsidies to green industries and oil industries. But as usual, Democrats and Republicans alike, some of them are screaming bloody murder because they like to sort of prop up certain industries this way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's some industry would take it on the chin in any scenario there. I think the issue is going to be a big issue in the general election, no matter who the Republican nominee is. And energy itself, how much the U.S. is doing, how much should it be doing, how much of it should be green energy and investing in the market that's really not there yet, and how much should be opening up new places to drill.
Well, as I always am, I'm surprised that Newt's all over this, although I would question whether promising $2 or $2.50 a gallon gas is the right approach. Mitt Romney and Santorum a little bit quieter about it. Throughout the campaign, it seems like a weakness is sort of bringing the news cycle into the campaign. They get very insular and fighting with each other and forget to fight with Obama. Is there a way that they can address this effectively on the trail?
Well, I agree with you, Mary Catherine. In fact, we've proposed debates, single subject debates.
Right.
I would love to have just an energy debate. The candidates don't want to have any more debates, and until the dynamic changes, and perhaps Super Tuesday is that. If Newt Gingrich doesn't win Georgia, he said he's no longer relevant.
Right.
And maybe that's the time. If he doesn't win Georgia, then it becomes, a three-man race, really, with Santorum and Romney in the lead spot.
Another question from the trail. In Michigan, it looked like originally Mitt Romney won the popular vote, and then they split the delegates right down the middle, 15-15. But then yesterday, news broke that, in fact, 2 at-large delegates were not split proportionally. They were going to the winner of the popular vote, making it 16-14 in favor of Romney. Team Santorum calling foul on this. What is the bottom line?
The bottom line is that they had the rules going in. In fact, it was kind of muddled. Right before the Tuesday coverage we had, I was in a heated discussion with Steve Hayes about how those 2 delegates were going to work. And I thought going in that it was going to be winner take all. He got the guy on the phone who was in charge of the system going in and said, no, it's proportional. Once you get over 15%, they split those 2 delegates based on vote, and so it would be 1 for each. Then last night, the night before, the Michigan GOP had a meeting, and they essentially said, no, those state 2 delegates go to the winner, the overall vote total winner. Right. Now, the head of the Michigan GOP is a Romney supporter, and the Santorum campaign says this is more backroom deals, and there's a lot of fight over this 1 delegate. The bottom line is, really, in any state so far, the GOP has not excelled on laying out the rules and following it and making it all.
So I have noticed.
All right, so Brett, here, as I look at it right now, Santorum's doing well in a lot of places, at least initially. That's the way it always starts out. He does very well, and then Romney comes in and carpet bombs the area with ads, and then his numbers go down. But he's Tennessee up 21, Wisconsin up 16. I've seen polls in Texas where he's up by double digits. Same thing in Oklahoma and other states. You look around, and Romney's got some states. Vermont, New Jersey, he's doing very well. In fact, on a national level, Romney seems to be the choice of most people when they are polled about this issue. Gingrich doing well in Georgia. That's about the only place I can see him doing well. How do you see this thing unfolding?
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow night at the Washington State caucuses and whether that's momentum for a candidate. Santorum thinks it's going to be his state, which is 43 delegates, actually more than Arizona or Michigan.
Wow.
They don't get apportioned right away. It's through the same caucus system that we've been talking about, but it's still, at the end of the day, 43 delegates. Then you head into Super Tuesday, and you're right. Santorum is leading in a number of states. Gingrich is leading in Georgia, although the lead has been trimmed.
Yes.
And I think Gingrich desperately needs a win on the board to continue that Southern strategy of Alabama, Tennessee, Oklahoma, and I don't know if he can get it. The campaign still thinks there's light at the end of the tunnel, the Gingrich campaign. And the Santorum folks are saying, listen, we understand we're going to be outspent 6-1, as we were in Michigan, but we think we have the message, and so they are trucking.
Uh-oh.
All right. Listen, apparently we're losing you there, Brett. Good to have you.